Happy New Year. Hello, I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, and I'm also Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, and I'm wishing you a very happy New Year. How this happened, it kind of crept up on us this year. That's because, friends, we're still under the technically, I don't like the way my glasses look on screen. We're technically in the Sagittarius cycle. So that's why the holidays seem to come so quickly. But it's here, and we're saying adieu, goodbye, farewell, for many of us, good riddance to 2025, as we look with such anticipation for 2026. So, what are you doing tonight? That's the question of the day. I know we're in different time zones. I'm going to be cozied up in Buffalo, New York, because the roads out there are a wee bit treacherous. But wherever you might be, I'm curious to know how you're celebrating, if you're celebrating, and say hi in the chat here. Anyway, I missed you last week. Last week, of course, was Christmas Eve. I was with my family. I had a beautiful Christmas. I really did. It was a whirlwind week. I got to see my family and still see some family tomorrow and some friends. And it was really, really, really lovely. And I had my own turkey problems, but I won't bore you with the fact that my turkey came out on Christmas Day and it was pink. So we had the turkey for dessert, but that's okay. All right. Oh, show comments. I can show comments here. Oh, all right. Hi, Joni. Happy, healthy 2006 to you. Hi, Patricia. You. Good evening, dear friends. Thanks for being here. So I can see the comments right on the screen. That's a new feature. How cool is that? So I want to say this. Many of you are aware that for the past over a decade, I've done the Year Ahead workshop. I think this year we're going to top 100 slides. And I have 4 opportunities for you to attend. First one is this Friday at 7. It's a Zoom. Then on Thursday the 8th, it's going to be a Zoom if you're in the Western New York area. I'm going to be doing a live presentation of the year ahead. That's Friday the 9th. And I get that right? Yeah. Thursday the 8th, Friday the 9th. And then I did a mistake. We're not going to have the year ahead on Saturday. For those of you who are curious about doing this on Saturday, the 10th, we're going to be doing it on Sunday, the 11th at 10 in the morning. So for you early birds on Sunday, the 11th, feel free to join me. It's a very intensive, long PowerPoint. I give you all the themes, and those who attend receive the copy of the year ahead to make reference. And I give a lot of handouts too for all the particular dates coming up, the retrogrades, the eclipses. So it's a lot of work that goes into it. It's a labor of love. It actually prepares me to do my clinical work because I get to see what's going on astrologically ahead of time. And most astrologers do that. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Lindsay. Oh, good. You're going to see me in person. Yay, Joni, on the 9th. That's at the Amherst Community Church in Western New York, in Amherst, New York, as a matter of fact. And I know that many of you are listening from different areas. I can't emphasize enough, check out the offerings on the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. And you can become a member and you can receive all sorts of fabulous articles and webinars and so forth and so on. So I'm excited about this new year. It's going to be a very transformational year. And my message at this late date of 2025 is simply this: keep your sovereign brain to yourself, mind your mind, because woohoo, consciousness is going to become a big theme in 2026 in the trajectory of the unfolding of the AI revolution. So I'm calling this year the year of the conscious human. So, put a stake on how you think, when you think, and your sovereignty. So we're going to be talking a lot about that during the workshop. So I hope you join me for one of the sessions. Hello, Elizabeth. Happy New Year to you. I hope you got my little text. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Peggy. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year to everybody. I mean, this is an exciting time, right? New Year, the turning of the wheel. The old calendars would show what? They would show the old man, which is the archetype of Saturn. Saturn is the keeper of time on the old calendars, and then the young babe on January 1st, because January 1st, all of us want to start anew. And question of the day, question of the evening, how are you celebrating? Now, again, I'm going to be cuddled up with my dogs at home. I'm not going to venture out. The Yuddins in my family are going to go out. That's cool. But, I've had lots of New Year's Eves out and about, but I prefer to spend it with you and then with my own consciousness as the night progresses. And yes, I'll stay up to midnight. I don't think I've ever missed the turning of the wheel, usually accompanied by the television. But if you're going to be staying at home, or maybe you're getting ready to go out and party, whatever it might be, try to reflect on the meaning of new beginnings, because the solar year does start on January 1 in Capricorn, which is the master of time, authority, and again, the turning of the wheel. Tonight, though, we're going to talk a lot about this weekend, because this weekend we have a beautiful full moon. And so the full moon is the time of downloading of things that are important to wherever this year we have 13 degrees of Cancer. But before we get to that, I can't talk too fast because I slur my words. Here's the New Year's chart. This is the turning of the wheel. This is set for Buffalo, New York. I know we have people from all over, but at the turn of the wheel at midnight on the 1st of January, we have the moon in Gemini. You know how Gemini is, the twins, right? Can't quite make its mind up. Am I coming? Am I going? What am I doing? But it is a social type of ushering in of the new year, unless you have something more introverted in Gemini in your chart. I do. It's my South Node. So however you celebrate that midnight point, we have Psyche. Yes, the psychic asteroid next to the moon, which is the unconscious. So you might make an affirmation before you turn in tonight, whatever that might be, whether it is at midnight or 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, or in an hour, and ask for some psychic intuitive guidance, telepathic word guidance, because it's in an air sign. And Gemini, of course, is air. So what thoughts will be coming through? What names would you be recalling? Again, the holidays always are bittersweet, because every turning of the wheel, old lang syne, there are people who are no longer with us. And so you might say some verbal prayers in remembrance of people who are no longer in your sphere, on your plane, people who are no longer with us. One of the calling cards of this month coming up in January is a stellium of Capricorn energy. And that's very much apparent for Saturday, the 3rd at 5:03 in the morning. Again, when you go to sleep on Friday night, you're still sleeping at 5:03 the next day on Saturday, Eastern time, we have the peaking of the full moon. And the full moon's at 13 degrees of Cancer. And our full moon is the same degree as the United States of America. Go figure, right? So the USA is in the trigger of this full moon. All eyes on the USA. Doesn't necessarily mean anything's going to happen, but I think for Americans or people who observe the United States of America, they're going to be very sensitive to what is the meaning, what's the archetypal qualities of the United States that are coming into illumination. So be aware of that. The Sabian symbol for 13 degrees of Cancer is an old man casts his gaze towards the northeast, into the darkness. And an interpretation of this Sabian symbol is that things can be permanent. All right, the wisdom of looking into the darkness of the Northeast is kind of interesting, because the US of A was founded in the northeast section, theoretically, country, in the northeast section of the continent, right? Philadelphia, Washington, Boston, New York City. These cities formed the nucleus of the Revolutionary War. So I'm just going to throw that out to you. We might all be kind of reflecting on I want to use the word archetypal Cancerian sensitivity of the United States of America. Now, for all of us, the moon, the full moon on Saturday, is next to Jupiter. You see this on the screen, right? Jupiter means expansion, exaggeration, kind of drama. So there might be some drama unfolding vis-a-vis the United States this weekend. At the same time, get a load of this lineup in Capricorn. We have Venus, the Sun, and Mars close stellium, close together, opposite the full moon. This is how I want to interpret this for us, right? Venus is what we want. Venus is love and money and values, and Venus is our desires. Mars is how we go about getting our desires, the get up and go, the focus. So I think as we cross the line into this new year, and specifically on Saturday evening, or Saturday throughout the day after the full moon, I believe that we're becoming more focused on what it takes to achieve our goals. This is a very goal-oriented full moon. A lot of us have many goals, right? And some goals never become realized for decades, right? Well, this is the month, and this is the full moon, and this is the year to focus on doing a mastermind with yourself. What does it take to receive and manifest what it is I want to achieve in my life? What are my goals? How do I want to ground, Capricorn, those goals into a reality, Capricorn? And then the emotion involved with that, of course, is the full moon. And remember, the full moon at 13 degrees of Cancer on the US of A's sun sign is painting this picture. The US of A is often a place, a country, an archetypal entity of the land of dreams, dreaming the new dream, doing something beautiful for oneself. So this full moon is very pertinent, not just for the American character, but really getting us off the couch to achieve what it is we've been yearning to achieve for so long. So pay attention to what you're feeling this weekend. I mean, I guess tonight, we've got the Gemini moon. We might be on the fence about what to do, right? How to celebrate, or who should I talk to, or whatever. It's a very mutable beginning of the new year. But this full moon is the first full moon of 2026 on top of the US's chart. So I hope that makes sense. We also have the full moon close to Jupiter, trining or flowing beautifully with the Saturn Neptune, its last gasps of Pisces. And as that's trining, it's also trining the asteroid called Angel. So this full moon is activating two other points, Angel, 21 degrees of Scorpio, and Saturn Neptune in Pisces. It's asking us to believe in our goals, to believe in our dreams, and really be brave about making a plan, a strategic plan on what you want to do. Okay. Yes, Robin, thank you for that comment. Fabulous comment. Why and how are we choosing to learn with the obstacles? The squares, Robin, really help motivate our will force. And that's my interpretation, most of people's interpretation of the squares. They may seem to be like obstacles, but they're obstacles that we're perceiving. And it triggers our determination. So that's a great question. Happy New Year to you, Angie. Hi, Mary. Yes, before you go back to work. Okay, a lot of folks in the educational field, of course, are off. Hi, Ryan. Happy New Year. Uranus is squaring your moon right now. It's wrecking your stomach. Honey, I've been sending you healing. I appreciate you doing your full recovery. Please be well. Hi, Tracy. Hey, Paula. Jillian, hello. You'll be sleeping before midnight. Okay, well, sweet dreams. Oh, I'm glowing. Thanks, Joni. Thanks very much. Hi, Peggy. Yes, nothing like cuddling doggies. 6 puppies. Did your lab One of your labs have 6 puppies? Or you just have 11 dogs altogether, Peggy? That's fascinating. Happy New Year to you, Dawn. Hi, Rhonda. Staying home away from sick people. Good plan. Dinner with family and friends. Home with your cat. Beautiful, Nancy. Okay, you're very welcome, Candy. It's always my labor of love. Teresa, hello. Gillis. Hi, Elaine. Kat. Happy New Year to all. Jerry, happy New Year, you guys. All right. So again, the message for you tonight is this full moon. And think about where 13 degrees of Cancer is falling your chart. That's where you get the download. And that's how you're observing what it takes to really achieve those dreams. So if your full moon is in, say, I don't know, the house of play, what do you want to play? Are you going to be taking pickleball lessons or maybe having some more romance in your life? Oh, speaking of which, let's take a look at the nuggets here. This is for the full moon. If you're Aries, this full moon is indicating a change with your family, with your home. So the full moon might say to you, hey, it's time to shake up the inner dimensions of your domestic situation. Do a little room changing. Maybe for some of you, it might be taking down the Christmas tree and doing a deep clean. I don't know, but that's for our Aries friends. And doing some healing with your family members. For Taurus or Taurus rising, this full moon is asking you to pay attention to how you are navigating time. All right, how you're structuring your time management goals, Taurus. Also, your family members who are siblings are in the short list for you this full moon. So you might be reaching out to your siblings or to your neighbors. For Gemini or Gemini rising, this full moon is saying to you, it's time to do what? To activate your income. Turn a hobby into an income stream. Ask for a raise. But most importantly, live up to your self-confidence about your skills and your goals. That's for your Geminis. For Cancer, all eyes are on you. This is your only full moon of the entire year, Cancer. So you're very aware of your compassion, your protective qualities. It's a beautiful full moon for confidence, Cancer. For Leo, it's about this full moon is saying to yourself, meditate, pray, get away from everybody. It's okay. I know you're outgoing, Leo, but it's time to kind of go through a reflective period with the full moon this weekend. For Virgo or Virgo rising, you'll be looking at ways to maximize your friendship circle. Who are your friends? Are you wanting to nurture new friendships or new groups? That's the keynote for our Virgos. For our Libras, it's all about your career, your management style, your leadership. For Scorpio, it's all about traveling, learning, teaching, and believing in your own message. The full moon for Sagittarius is asking you to dig deep inside of yourself and say, you know what? I want to transform this, that, and the other thing. I want to become a new and better person. If you're a Sagittarius, it's also asking you to take a look at your bank accounts for long-term financial security. Capricorn, it's about your partners, looking at the way you partner and saying to yourself, you know, I could have more compassion for my significant other, and having a very kind and compassionate and honest conversation with your partner, Capricorn, and saying to them, you know what, it really bothers me when you fill in the blanks. So be very candid with your partner, Capricorn. Aquarius, time to take a look at your health and your work and the way you're taking care of your health, the way you're maximizing your routines to become healthier in the new year. And our Pisces friends, oh, for heaven's sakes, Pisces, have a great time with this full moon. Get out there, have fun, have some romance, and play a little bit. Don't be so darn serious, Pisces. I know you've had Saturn in your signs since March 7th of 2023, but that's going to be changing, Pisces, soon, so you won't feel the weight of the world on your shoulders. All right, friends. Happy New Year to you all. Very reflective, says Chillis. Okay. You have the groundhogs to, the grand dogs. I think he said something about Groundhog Day. That's not until February 2nd, but that's awesome. Doggies are fabulous, fabulous. Romance, come on, Ryan. I'm talking to you, the Pisces. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We have to have faith. Hi, Valerie. Hello, dear. All right, friends. Again, just a little reminder, I'm doing the year ahead on Friday at 7 p.m. 3 other opportunities, and I hope you join me for the year ahead. All right, let's do some psychic spiritual work, shall we? Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love, light, truth, inspiration, and healing for the highest, for the best, as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. I'm with, who am I with? Let's see. It says show. Oh, Julis. Hi, Julis. Hi, you're on. I'm going to give you a little message if you'd like. All right. Jules. Is it Julis or Jules? I'm not sure if you're a working astrologer. I don't know that. But I want to give you this message about astrology. As you are unfolding your next 12 months in the new year, messages about astrology, learning astrology will become more integrated in your life. I feel you have mastery in three other aspects, like really little mastery, that there's a spiritual expertise in this direction, and there's a grounded everyday analytical expertise in another area of life. Totally, like left and right brain are working in tandem here for you, Jules. But as we get into the new year, I feel that astrology would become more of a passion for you. And I just invite you to dive right in because you've got a knack for it. Astrology is a wonderful discipline because it's not just analytical, which is Virgoan. It's also very intuitive, which is the opposite sign, which is Pisces. So I think there's been, that's the message I have for you this coming up year. You say you're very reflective, and this is a great time for you to reflect on how you're going to be maximizing your intuition in 2026. All right, leave that with many blessings. And the next person, I'm with Donna Matisco. Donna M. I'm terrible with pronunciation of names. Donna, as I'm coming into you tonight with your spiritual message, it's almost like I want to surround you with some blankets that were made by the women in your life. I'm feeling there's a crocheted blanket. This might have been from a grandmother that you may have packed away, but you've been using more. And I'm also getting a bed covering that was your mom's. And you look at these beautiful coverings and you feel their energy, because the feminine energy on the other side of life, grandmother, this is your mother's mother, and your mother are around you frequently, all the time, and know you're not crazy when you're communicating with them. That's message number one. The message number two, I feel that there's a furry friend in your household, a kitty cat, that you're kind of concerned about, and something to do with her legs and or her digestion. I think it's a girl cat, female feline. And monitor. You're taking the right, not diagnosis, but you're doing the right treatment, and you're watching out for her step by step. I feel that she's going to be very stable. You're an extraordinarily gifted animal whisperer, and you will know if any of your feline friends are in need of, veterinarian care right away. I'm not a vet, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just feeling there's one that you're really monitoring. And I hope that makes sense to you, Donna. All right, friends. Today's the anniversary of your mother's passing. Whoa, that's giving me a little chills. Well, she's covering you, sweetheart, with her love and with her extraordinary pride in how you are managing, and what she's saying specifically, your emotions. And she's saying, we all do this, but Donna, you know the secret of doing this, so you don't allow yourself to go too low or too high. So I'll leave you with lots of love and life. And love and light to you, dear Kathy. Great to see you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Mary and Xavier. And you're a translator. Oh, interesting, Jules. That's so cool. All right. All right, dear friends. Thank you for being here tonight. And I wish you all a beautiful new year. Remember, the new year might be feeling, as we turn the corner, a little jumpy, a little eclectic because we got the moon in Gemini, don't worry about bringing the new moon in correctly. You might do several things in the next couple of hours because we've got this moon in Gemini, and Gemini can't always make his mind up. Put your focus on the full moon, and that's Saturday, Eastern time, very early, 5:03 in the morning, and then use the next couple of weeks after the 3rd to look at ways to achieve a goal that you've been thinking about at least since 2019. All right. And there's a reason for me to say that. There's eclipses were in Cancer and Capricorn back then. So you'll sit down with yourself and have a business meeting. I want this in my life. Let's do a strategic plan. So do the strategic planning after Saturday, the 3rd. Many blessings to you. I love you. I wish you all the best, healthy, prosperous, joy, and peace new year. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Good night now. Happy New Year.